Sin. It's a big aspect of our everyday lives, as everybody sins. In the eyes of many religions, you can be forgiven. Forgiveness lets us live our everyday lives with no regret and with peace. Two religions that practice the sacrament and ritual of forgiveness is Christianity with reconciliation or penance, and Judaism with Yom Kippur. Forgiveness in the Catholic Church started in the Gospels when Jesus passed on his word of forgiveness to his apostles, as stated in the Bible during 2 Corinthians 5:18. All this is from God, who through Christ reconciled us to himself and gave us the ministry of reconciliation. In the 1st and 2nd century, people obtained atonement when they participated in the Eucharist. Nowadays, we celebrate reconciliation by a formal meeting once a year with a priest. During this meeting, we go through 6 steps. The first step involves the priest welcoming the person while the priest explains the importance of reconciliation. The next step is the recipient telling the priest how long it has been in between the last visit, preferably 1 year. Next, the priest gives a spiritual advice on how to live a better life. After this, the recipient tells the priest what they have sinned. The 4th step is a short prayer by the recipient, the act of contribution. Then, the priest clears the person with their sins, and the final step is the person thanking the priest while he recites a short prayer. Judaism, on the other hand, doesn't specifically have a sacrament. Instead, they have Yom Kippur, or the Day of Atonement. The first Yom Kippur started after Moses returned from his second trip to Mount Sinai, with the replacement of the set of tablets containing the 10 Commandments. In ancient times, the Jewish people sacrificed living animals. The blood of the animals would go to the high priest for him to place it on the altar as a sin offering. God plays a huge part in the fate of one Jewish person's next year. He does this by inscribing the fate of each Jewish follower in the Book of Life on the holiday of Rosh Hashanah. God then closes and locks the book on Yom Kippur. The most special day in the Jewish calendar, Yom Kippur, has a number of requirements for the Jewish follower to undergo. They include going to the synagogue, having a day of fasting and continuous prayer, while refraining from sex, bathing, perfume, deodorant, makeup, and leather shoes. This goes on for the following 25 hours. Although the most important part of the day is the time spent in the synagogue, where there are 5 services. The holy day on the reflection and forgiveness of sins is concluded with the sound of the shofar, or the ram's horn.